All right, guys. So what we saw in game one was, some great aggression out of viOLet, sneaking some links into the main with that very clever hatchery cancel into evolution chamber at the natural. And, Attero with the good luck to have fun. We're jumping straight into this map, and of course, because we had a Protoss picking the map, we picked Shakiris. It seems to be the go-to map for Protosses these days, simply because you can get that fast expand so easily, and there's just that one choke, so you can really just cover it with like 1 or 2 cannons.
Yeah.
It's not like Metalopolis, where if your opponent is going to put on roach pressure, you need like 6 cannons to cover the whole thing.
Hum-de-dum. Forward pylon going down here for Attero, and this will be probably some replays from last week if you were paying attention to his builds. What we'll have to really see is whether he elects to go with the safe forge or if he throws down the early nexus before the forge. That's a good variation on the builds that we've seen from him.
Of course. I mean, that would be, the big question here is, what he decides to go with. So we will have to see. Just to update you guys about the matches that happened that we're not casting, it looks like Check 6 Boo versus Bingsky has concluded, with Bingsky taking the series 2-1 over Check 6 Boo. So Bingsky going to move on to those semifinals, and we will be watching what is that? Audisjoy versus Bingsky in the next match.
Two newcomers to the tournament this week.
Two newcomers to the tournament. We're going to see one of those guys in the finals, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, all right. So scouting drone makes it in for viOLet. Let's see what kind of fancy blocking maneuvers he might try yet again here this time. Attero finally making it in, executing a little pylon block of the early expand for viOLet here. Now, what does this mean for viOLet's trajectory now in the game?
I mean, it means that that he's gonna go ahead and get those lings up. He has to do that to get rid of that pylon, of course. And it means that unless he's going to pull off a similar, block with a hatchery and then a evolution chamber, he actually is going to be a bit behind in the expansion. So we'll have to see what he chooses to do here. Lings are out on the map now, so he should be able to clear out this pylon quickly. But the Nexus, I guess he only has 200 minerals. What has he been spending his minerals on? Attero got a gas. Ooh. Attero might be faking a fast expand and going for like a gate. No, he just decided to get gas.
I wonder what he's going to break out quick. Well, this could be a lot like what we saw last week, where he gets the early gas so he can throw down the early Stargate.
Okay.
So he'll do the forge expand into Stargate plan.
Okay. I like that then. I'm a bigger fan of thoroughly convincing your opponent that you're going for that forge expand. I mean, I saw this in a recent tournament I cast, actually at Harvey Mudd College. I casted a tournament where we had a Protoss player who would fake a 3-gate expand and then go up to 5-gate and +1 and just go all in, and it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. So maybe more Protoss players will start adopting that kind of trickery. I know we've seen some pretty tricky stuff out of players like OGS MC in places like the GSL, so we will have to see what comes out of Attero this game. He did throw down that Nexus. It's about to finish, and it is significantly ahead of viOLet's expand, but getting some quick roaches out.
There we go. Okay, so we've got the Cyber Core and an additional gateway coming out for Attero here. 1 cannon at the front should be enough to hold off what's coming so far. In viOLet's base, just a few roaches coming out. That's 5 of them.
And 1 more in production as well as some drones. So this is actually a pretty aggressive move out from viOLet.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more Zerglings going to follow this one up too, since we saw him pull his drones out of gas here. I wonder what he's got planned.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that his thinking is that, and look at this, he's hiding the roaches from view. He doesn't want. Oh, now he's going to pull them out once he's got 6 of them here at the front. Gonna go ahead and push up, and if he can kill off that cannon really quickly, and then the pylon, this could be absolutely huge for viOLet. He could take this game so quickly, but a sentry coming out just in time. and that second cannon finishing as well. Will he be able to take it out? We will have to see. Looks like the second cannon will go down, and I mean, a flood of lings coming. This could be really bad for Attero.
Yeah, as we can see, though, nothing additional planned here from viOLet, so he's just going to let this little poke here suffice for him. With the addition of the 2 cannons here further back, I think viOLet's going to call it good and return back home with a nice handy drone lead, probably. Ooh, wait.
Actually, no, he was not droning at all behind that attack, so now starting to drone, he will be able to catch up pretty quickly. 4 more on the production, but that's the thing with Zerg, Rance. You make units and you can't make drones, and he committed a lot to making units there. I think when he didn't reinforce with Zerglings, he had realized that he was not going to be able to be successful with that attack. And now a Stargate on the way for Attero, and viOLet really doesn't have the tech to deal with this.
Yeah. Well, this is a very sound build that we can see from Attero, and this is something that we saw multiple times in the previous tournament. A few different variations based on the circumstances that he saw, but really, it's pretty much all about that 5-gate Stargate with the +1s.
I mean, the +1 in this matchup, I can't talk about it enough. It's really being able to 2-shot Zerglings with Zealots is so huge. It's one of the biggest deciding points in this matchup of whether Zerg can use a pure Zergling composition to deal with your ground army, or whether they have to have roaches or a higher tech unit. Good pylon spread out of Attero, and really not the drone saturation that he needs back on viOLet's end of the map.
This is kind of interesting here as we see the crazy amount of spine crawlers versus maybe an additional base here. Is this the choice that you make at this point here?
I mean, I think that what viOLet thinks is happening is a big gateway all in. And in that case, absolutely you need those spine crawlers to survive that. But I mean, Warp Gate isn't even finished. We're chronoing out Void Rays. In light of that information, which of course we can see, but viOLet can't, I don't really agree with a lot of the spine crawlers at the front.
Yeah, okay, we're going to take it up to the 5-gate here. And it could be that familiar 2-base 5-gate followed by expanding to the 3rd that we see before. This is such a great build. You know what's interesting, though, is, of course, viOLet is such a ridiculous Zerg player that he's going to make... He has, you know, on the very last game, he made it look not effective, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, such a powerful player, you know, such good game sense. But, I mean, look at this game. We're at 11 minutes in, and Zergling speed isn't done yet. Like, viOLet playing this out brilliantly in his position, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. I mean, those Void Rays have the potential to do so much damage. Hydralisk Den just getting started now as he sees those, but again, will it be enough? Will it be too late?
Boy, I tell you, if Attero pushes the issue here pretty quick, he could do some pretty serious damage, as viOLet is elected for a 3rd base down low rather than any additional units. You can see, however, he's got some potential clutch units coming out right now, but look at Attero with the timing. His spidey sense might be correct in this case. I wonder how he'll react to seeing all these spine crawlers, though.
I think he's just going to go after them with that Void Ray. Some great force fields going down. And a 3rd Void Ray showing up, some Lings making a little bit of a counterattack, but being repelled, and he's just going to focus down those Queens so easily. Fungal going down on the Void Rays, but I don't think it matters. Hold on, though. Those Void Rays taking a lot of damage from those Fungals. That was a lot of Fungals in a row. Yeah. And Attero doing a huge amount of damage here.
Yeah, this is the ideal timing for his situation. He needed to get in just before viOLet got that 3rd rocket, and he did do so. Regardless of whether or not this attack is successful in the I just won the game sense, he is definitely pulled well ahead right now. As you can see, his money keeps ticking upward, whereas viOLet's is not.
Absolutely. viOLet falling in supply. And I do think that viOLet will be able to clean up this attack, but like you said, at what cost? Going to lose another Overlord here, and look at this. I mean, Attero just not giving up with this attack, doing so much damage, you know, and taking out a lot of drones now. if we look at the units lost tab, you know, we will be able to see here, look at this, 33 workers killed for Attero and 95 units killed to the 2 workers killed and 32 units. So, I mean, the supply right here, I mean, we're at basically 50 to 80 supply, so a 30 supply lead for Attero, a little bit more than that, actually, and would not be surprised to see him take his 4th base at this time.
52 workers
rather.
to 27 workers. And woo, lopsided income, ladies and gents. What is this going to translate into for Attero? Well, he's going to make a bigger army, and he's going to go ahead and check out what's up with this 3rd base situation here. Ooh, look at that. Nice little Christmas present for our man Attero, as he's going to be the safe guy and try to hit that 4th as well. Poor Vordway. He's going to hit those Hydras there and not be very happy. Yeah.
Vordway does get taken out by the Hydralists, and it looks like the, is that +2 or +3 weapons on the way?
+2?
It looks like the +2 on the way. So we will have to see. I mean, we haven't seen really Carapace upgrades out of viOLet, so he's going to have some huge catch-up to play if he does want to. But look at this Hydralist micro. I have really not seen a whole lot of Hydra micro in the game so far, just with any players. So seeing someone kite with Hydras is always kind of fun.
Yeah. The tables have turned on viOLet this game here, as you can see that Attero's well in control. Full map control here. I really wish he would get an observer out and start cleaning up some of this creep spread here. But that's about the only improvement I can suggest for Attero in his game right now. He's really got viOLet in a bad position here, and I'm just, you know, as a player, curious to see what viOLet's going to do to get himself out of the funk.
Look at this Attero checking for a, you know, some hidden bases. Probably not going to see any, and would not be surprised to see him take a quick 4th. I mean, Protoss on 8 gas is really scary. You know, it's one of those things that you never want to see happen. And, I mean, we'll have to see what comes of that. But the 3rd going down, some good cannon spread going down from Attero. He is still up by, you know, quite a bit of supply. viOLet slowly starting to close that lead. But Attero's about to have a bunch of production finish up. A 2nd Robo just finishing up. Colossus on the way. Weapons, more Void Rays. So he is going for that classic laser toss death ball.
Death ball, that's my favorite, guys. And you can see the +2 to attack finishing up here. Maybe he'll elect for one more. He's going to have some time before those Colossi make it out. He typically waits until there's about 4 of them. Hey, buddy, before you chrono your forge, you should probably start something. There we go. And he's going to get that +2 to, is that +2 armor? No, that's plus, what is that?
That is the +2 armor.
Yes, I got it right, Gwyn. I got something right.
So we do have the +2 armor. We have 4 infestors out on the map, and look at this Zealot. So responsible. He's like, you know what? I'm going to check, and then I'm going to die to Zerglings and Hydras. But he probably assumes that that 3rd is starting to get up. I think he wanted to check whether that was like super up or whether it was not quite up yet.
I'm really digging this infestor count here, Gwyn. Let's see how the micro shapes up, as that is almost death ball flavor there with only 2 Colossus, though. It could be, well, it's still going to do the job now, isn't it?
It's still definitely going to do the job, though those Colossus do not have range. And viOLet GG's, so Attero taking a game off viOLet. And, you know, I think the biggest thing to remind people of here is that this is a best of 3.